Star of 90 Day Fiancé. Big after a terrible breakup with Liz Woods, Ed Brown is finally on a high, and his post-split revenge makeover makes him look like an egomaniac. He's been referred to for years as the franchise court jester. He'll do practically anything to make people laugh, from gross-out mukbang videos to selling goods with his visage on it. The reality TV clown has a darker side, verbally abusing and demeaning women. Behind the scenes, a lot of well-known comedians are depressed and furious. Big Ed seems like the kind of guy who tries to hide his problems behind a humorous exterior. Therefore, he might be that kind of funny character. There are hints that a fiery core of unadulterated hatred exists within him. An intercepted phone conversation with Liz exposed his irrationality and domineering nature. It might be simpler for him to feel emotionally stable now that he's single. He has time to reflect when he isn't in a relationship, scrutinizing his girlfriend and attempting to shape her into the ideal lady, like he did with Liz Woods in 90 Day Fiancé. He is capable of improving himself. Big Ed blossoms at this point, albeit perhaps he becomes a little too self-assured. Big Ed mentioned that he received a call in the Instagram post that is displayed above. Was he kidding or what? In spite of his frequently heinous behavior, Big Ed manages to remain relevant despite having Klippel-Feil syndrome, which is his impairment. Due to fused vertebrae, Big Ed has a short neck, which makes life difficult for him. But he manages to salvage the best of it. Big Ed alternates between making the 90 Day Fiancé fandom laugh and cringe. Nevertheless, his uneasiness tends to leak out and contaminate the atmosphere in love interactions. Because he doesn't believe in himself, he doesn't believe in his relationships either. It is true that he needs to boost his self-esteem, but not at the expense of other people. Big Ed gains confidence when he receives compliments, but there's also a risk involved. It can be a mistake to care too much about what other people think. A person must discover their center, a firm base of self-assurance that no one can undermine. Big Ed's ego is growing, and he is getting thinner, yet he still clings to the opinions of his followers. He still depends too much on their opinions. Similar to Fozzie the Bear, Big Ed cracks shady jokes. He performs for the adoring public. He is never off. When he removes the mask, who is he? Does his ego evaporate into thin air? Does he have melancholy and heartbreak? Perhaps. Big Ed is shielding himself with his newfound confidence. It's possible that his new ego identity is the only thing keeping him from losing his breakup. After years together, Liz has moved on to a new man. Big Ed frequently shares vengeance glow-up pictures on social media, some of which include women. Above, you can see one of them. He's having fun in New York City in that post. He appears content and has supposedly shed 19 pounds. But there might be other factors at play besides diet and exercise. Liz is rubbing her happiness in Big Ed's face, so he might be feeling vulnerable. So, even though he appears fantastic and has lost weight, he might not be content on the inside. As usual, he's putting on a show. The show must go on for Big Ed. Whatever goes on in his life, he will stick to his guns. He's used to being made fun of. All of it is old news to him. He understands that the secret to achieving his goals is to let people laugh and point fingers at him. He thus tolerates it. 90 Day Big Ed, the Fiancé, conducted a cost-benefit analysis and found that, despite being a man who is frequently viciously disparaged at any weight, the advantages of celebrity far exceed the drawbacks of not being famous. Hopefully, his current demeanor belies his true happiness. In all honesty, he may not be content at all. It's possible that his inflated ego is a charade that conceals a great deal of suffering.